Hello, everybody. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. Hi, David.
Hi, Rachel and Michael. Try not to shake.
We are here live at the Grovian Doll Museum, and yes, it is so exciting to be here. How does it feel to be back together again, you two?
It's been a long time, but it was like 2 minutes ago.
Exactly.
It almost feels normal.
It
Yeah,
does
it's almost
feel normal.
Like
Yeah.
normal times.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
we've just
absolutely does.
unmasked for this.
That's
Yes.
right.
But yeah, you need to move apart a little bit.
Social
We're going to
distance.
social distance.
No, you're good. I think we're good. So there's a white circle in the corner. That means it's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
cool. Because
we're-
I don't
it's
normally do
happening.
this
David's
It's
the
happening.
cameraman.
for
David's
for the
cameraman.
moment.
Well, it's late night here. We're hanging
Yeah,
out. This is a late
you just
night party.
arrived.
I have just arrived. David's gonna make meatloaf. I'm gonna grab the camera here in a minute. But we have some things to talk about, and we have to show you because it's very exciting.
We do.
It's very
You have to.
exciting.
There's going to be a fling.
There's gonna be a fling.
There's going to be a
All
lot.
right, I'm going to go cook.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I'd like to talk about
It's just
first.
one of those flings.
It's just one of those. So you came up with the name of Summer Fling, and where did that come from?
Well, I don't know. the wheels get turning, and it
Yeah.
just well, it's like a summer fling.
Well, we were talking about doing something over the summer, and you just said, it's just like a fling.
Yeah, that's right. So just a little fun thing. Not serious. Maybe it can be serious, but we're going to do a lot of fun things. Tomorrow we're going to put our disguises on, and we're going to go over to Carmel, and we're going to look at the actual dollhouse, the house that changed architecture. And it's a house, it's called the Dollhouse. No tourist would ever find it because Carmel has no street addresses. But in the teens, there was a California doll artist, and she made a line of dolls called the Otsy Totsy dolls, which are very, very rare and hard to find. And her husband was a builder, and he built her the dollhouse. And it looks like a storybook cottage. And those of you that do miniatures and you see these cute storybook cottages, those are not in England. They're not on the East Coast. They're in Carmel. So we're going to sneak
go on
over
a
the
field
fence.
trip.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're going to go
good.
do that. And we're going to do some other stuff. Lots of stuff.
We have a lot of
We're
fun
going to
things
go
planned.
visit a collector and look at some beautiful things. And we've got some fun program presenters that are going to come and give you some programs. So
We
we've
might
got
even
a
go
lot-
to England.
We may go to visit the Bears of Summer
The Bears of
in
Summer.
an English country garden.
We
So,
always got you covered.
yeah, we got you covered.
So one gal that I just cannot take my eyes off of right here is Miss Forget-Me-Not. Now you have been working extremely hard.
I have worked really hard. My fingers
Yes.
are to the bone. So this is the first. So this is the prototype of Forget Me Not, and so this is the first one that we did, and I'm for me I'm mostly pleased, and this is not a. By the way, this is. Most doll costuming is just that, doll costuming. This is actually a miniature dress. So this is much more complicated, and I will give Rachel some photographs of the inners to share, because this is actually a miniature dress. So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but
Let's take a peek.
It was and it's. I should give you a little background history of it. This is called the natural form. So this was meant to hug your body. See how it's hugging the body in a natural way. Mm-hmm. And then this is actually what is called a soft bustle. So you could actually sit on it. If you're signed up for this convention, you get this pattern. So it will be a downloadable that Rachel will be providing. It's going to be quite a big download because it's a lot of pieces. And it will be done, this is the 17.5, 18-inch size. And this is our doll Lily and doll Monte. For those of you that have seen our video, you know, I wasn't going to take the Dolliacs clothes off. I just wasn't going to do that. So she has been my longest doll that I've had, fashion doll that I've had, and she's modeled a gazillion dresses in her time. So she gets this one.
She's marvelous.
So it's about circa 1877 to 1881 is the time frame for this dress. And if you know, it's an unusual time, and it's also known as a princess dress because it's one piece. So there's no skirt and bodice. It's one piece. Now, and we're going to have some. Honestly, this is the best fabric that money can buy, and you know, we will have not exactly a kit, but a group of things together, so that you'd have the lining material, which is silk, and then you'd have the silk binding for the seams, and then you'd have the file. This is file. The cream color is file, and then this is slipper satin. So you'd have everything to make it that you would need, and the lace. This is, on this piece, it is actually antique lace because the person that I ordered lace from kind of flaked out. So I used antique lace, but the lace that we're going to have in a couple of days is exactly the same kind of lace.
It's
the
gorgeous.
same design, same everything. So I just used that because I had that. And then we have some flowers and necklaces.
Well, and shoes.
Well, so here's something that a lot of people don't realize in costuming. For dolls and also for people, rarely did they use a bias cut, you know, a fabric on the bias. I mean, they didn't use it because it's an incredible fabric eater. I mean, you have to use a lot of fabric to get that shape.
And what is cutting on the bias?
Okay, so if you think about straight, so this is straight. So when you get a pattern, it's going, you have the arrows up and down. That's the straight. So if you looked at fabric, you'd see lines going this way and lines going that way. This is the straight. Most things, like all of the cream, is cut on the straight. So you would cut it on the straight. Bias is cut across. So imagine, instead of going straight, it's across.
Okay.
And what happens is, here, I'll give you a perfect example. So this is straight. Now see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm pulling it. Nothing's happening, is it?
Right.
Okay, now if I do this, you see? It changes. So really in 19th century dressmaking, where you will see the bias cut will be in these areas, obviously, because if you think about it, that could go around the breasts and shape. So in this doll costume, which is very unusual, but totally makes sense, when I did these swags here, first when I make a pattern, I do it in paper. Then I take the paper and then I make it in muslin. And then I take the muslin and I sew it and make corrections and do all that. And then I take it all apart. I couldn't get this to lay down the way it is now. And then I actually looked at the original garment. And when I looked at the original garment, this was all on the bias. So that's how it's able to lay there without sticking out, you know, like a box. Because if you did this, if you look, you know, it would be very boxy. But if you do this, it lays down See, and it's form-fitting.
See, I just learned something.
So here's the bonus for the people that buy the packaging from us. It doesn't matter if you do or not, but I didn't feel that it was fair to sell them the fabric, and then there's this much, big piece that's wasted. And so what we did is we made her a pair of shoes.
Look at these shoes, everybody.
Because you have to do shoes, you have to do them on the bias.
Look how sweet.
Yeah, so
I
we
love them.
we made her shoes.
So that comes with the pattern too.
That comes with pattern.
How
So
wonderful.
you can have the pattern for free. You can but if you buy the fabric from us, you will have enough to make your shoes. And you know what?
can't wait.
You can't put with this kind of a dress any old kind of shoes. And then there's some people out there that do not like the color blue, and then we're going to offer this as an alternate. And when we teach the virtual class, we are going to do it in this color. And then a couple of little things that, this is the first one we've made of this pattern. And then we'll correct the little things that I'm not going to tell you that we did wrong here, but we'll fix them.
Well, you're doing all the hard labor for us, so we're very grateful. This is going to be exciting.
This is going to be really an advanced class. And when you get there's not going to be time for me to do written directions, and some of this is a little hard to put in. It's not always easy to put into words the directions. So if you download the pattern, you really need to do the class too, because honestly, I mean, I even showed you, Rachel, some of the pattern pieces. When you look at them, you think that can't make this, because
right.
there's a lot of pulleys and underpinning things that go into it. So, but we've had fun. We've had fun with this.
Well, I'm glad you've had fun.
It's a fun project. Yeah.
It is a fun project.
Yeah. And by the way, David wanted me to point out to the audience that this is not like, oh my God, Michael and David picked such a bright color and bright colors. This is the original color of the dress. It's 130 something years old, and it has faded and it has gotten, brownish, but we were able to pull some of the folds out, and you could see the original color. And we're just really, really lucky to get this fabric.
Isn't that? It reminds me of
you will love working with it. You really will. It
reminds me of when you restore a painting and you see how vivid it was.
Absolutely. And one of the things about it is also that this fabric, in 130, 40 years, it starts to disintegrate. So a certain amount of the sizing and the things in it have broken down, and it's gotten softer. It's lost its, finish.
Yes.
Yeah, and luster. And it's got 82 inches of ruffle around it. So there's a lot of.
I wish I had this dress for me.
Well, and you know what? She had to be squeezed in it because it's all laced up the back.
Well, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
She is just slaying. Before we sign off, though, I do want to give our viewers a peek at the wonderful, wonderful.
Well, these are a lot of. There's 3 new designs that we're doing that are going to be kits. So we have, this is Gare de Lyon, and this is Maison Chocolat, and this is Tran Bleu. And those are all going to be kits. This one is very limited. There won't be a ton of it because it's amazing paisley, wool paisley. And then these 2, we've got a nice supply. Now, I'm going to say that we have a nice supply. I mean, I hope you all realize that what we're dealing with in this world. So you might have to wait a little bit of time. We have everything to do these kits. We have everything here except the gorgeous buttons. And right now we're having buttons being made, and you can't go and get them out somewhere, the buttons we're getting yourself, because they don't have any. We have them, we've bought them all. So we're gonna, there might be a little delay on these to have the great buttons.
Well,
And
it'll
you
be
can
worth it.
see, Rachel, come in and look at this close. These are gorgeous buttons.
Oh, yeah, look at those.
And I think I mean,
yeah.
it's very important to you know,
Oh, you
do
can't
that.
just-
Yeah,
you can't just put
you
any
can't
button-
get
no.
you can't get those.
No.
You know, the size and the quality, they're like little pieces of jewelry.
Now, these are going to be ready to wear.
This is ready to wear, and again, it's going to be there's going to be a nice amount, but it's not going to be a ton. This is, I think, some of the most gorgeous fabric that
I just want to
we've
bundle up
ever-
in it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's so luscious.
I found this, and I almost gave poor David a stroke because it was not an inexpensive fabric. But you see what it is it's actually a border print, and it's got the print at the border, and then it goes up to this little mini. And here you can see the mini on this, really. The mini is gorgeous. And I don't know if the camera's getting it, but it's an iridescent green.
Yes.
With,
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's just gorgeous. So we're going to do this. This is the full size. This is a real Hire. This is the
I
real.
was just going to ask, and is this is the gutta percha body? Is this Lucy?
This is Mimi.
Mimi.
Mimi. And we're going to do this one in 2 sizes. We're going to do it in her size, and then for the Hire. And it might be a little variation because it depends on how we work the fabric. But, you know, I definitely want this on the collar, and it will have the border print. And I look at this hood cape. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yes.
It's called a clash hood, not crash, clash hood. And that's kind of harking back to the 18th century. And then because it's a summer fling, we've got...
Oh, look at those little bathers.
Cheryl Williams has done this bathing kit for us,
Oh,
bathing costume.
cute.
Now it comes with, this is actually the kit. That is the kit. And then if you want to do, you know, the boater hat, and that's an extra kit that she's put together for
how
us.
fun.
So that's worked out really great.
Those little feet.
And then we've got some other things that are coming that, some really wonderful things that Cheryl's doing. So that we've got some new kits. And then this is her lady doll costume that, this is a pattern. So, you know, we have in the boutique this fabric for sale and some laces. And then I think we're going to have as an extra item for sale the form for this hat. So you can buy the pattern, and then you can buy the hat. And then I have to show you
Those are my favorite
most favorite thing in the whole wide world. So a few of you have noticed these in videos before. So our guy, Carl Armstrong, who's just a great, great guy, we sent him our pugs, Ping and Pong. And I said, I want you to make a mold of Ping and Pong, which he did. And he called me and he said, do you realize that in order for me to make those, it's 28 mold pieces to make it? Because you got the head, the bow, the legs. It's unbelievable. So he made these, and he made these in a ceramic type material. The originals are composition. And then I said, you don't have to paint them, because I didn't want to stress him. I said, you don't have to paint them. We'll do that in-house. So if you buy, these are not Ping and Pong. This is Bon Bon is one. And then the girl, we have a girl that's sitting, Bon Bon, and by David Robinson. So it's actually a good thing for him to sit and paint the pugs, because I think it de-stresses him, because it's not easy to live with me.
I think they are just absolutely adorable, and it is so
and
cute that
they're a
David painted them.
they're a great size for pugs. And you know, the nice thing is they're nice slim pugs, because
Pugs,
can get chubby.
pugs can get a little chubby.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there is so much delight and wonderful
And there's
things.
new fabrics. There's going to be some really neat new fabrics, and I hope that we'll have some of our old fabrics that we've reordered that I know a lot of people want. And then these are another thing I'm really excited about. We've created these room divider screens, so we're going to have some of those for sale. And you know, they really help with photography and creating a nice ambiance. So we've got those and a nice group of those. And all this is really the notification for the update, because that's how we do it. You'll get a notification. It's not going to come through us. It's going to come through the Fling. So in order to really know this, when it's going to come up, when we're going to drop it, you're going to have to pay attention to what's going on in the Fling. And the nice thing about Rachel, what Rachel does is she gives you a schedule, and you know when stuff's happening. So she'll drop that, and then, you know what, like with the limited things, you just have to get in there and queue up, you know?
That's right. We will be filming all weekend and adding to the schedule
We're
as we
gonna
go.
and we're going to be working.
We're going to be working.
We got a lot of
It's
work
pedal
to
to
do.
the metal.
Yeah, but we're going to have a lot of fun too.
We are, and we're bringing everybody along. So I am very excited. Michael, this was such a fun peek into the, you know, it's so nice to be on the inside track of what's happening,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh sure. I like to be in the know.
Me too. Me too. Well, we're going to go and have some wonderful meatloaf that David's over there
Yeah.
cooking up a storm.
Yes.
All this
I'm
work
real
makes you hungry,
It
doesn't
does.
it?
It really does. I'm hungry.
All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this little peek. Michael, what do you have to say to everybody?
Well, I hope you all, if you haven't signed up for the Summer Fling, I hope you do. I know that Rachel's got a very nice sales room set up with a lot of good sellers with fresh merchandise to the marketplace. And then on that note, not to be so promoting what we're doing, but you know, our life changes. So for the last, David tells me we've been here 8 years, which I find shocking, because to me, I feel like we just moved in. But a lot of our business has been driven by the events. And, you know, we are very grateful for the fact that we have events and people come and empty our shelves out. So it hasn't been real fair to our internet people. And we also have a very lovely but ancient website that is not really functioning, Carmel Doll Shop, the antique website. So we took this opportunity now we're redoing our whole website with a new website. And for the Fling, it's going to be totally updated. And we have been working really hard. And I know when Rachel came in, she said, oh, saw all those tables full that you're not getting to see. And I said, you cannot photograph those or share those. Everything is going to be, it's a fair to all the people out there that have followed us all these years. They're going to get a whole fresh new thing.
I just love getting fresh
Fresh
merchandise.
I think it makes a difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
And we are going to be
It's very
working.
exciting.
We're not only, we're doing the Fling sales room like everyone else, the other dealers. We're doing that because we want to support that. But we're also doing our other website totally new. And we will all weekend, even when we've got it loaded up, we're going to keep going, because we've been really working the last couple of months like you know, demons getting things together, because it's just time. You know, our old website was great, but if you wanted to buy a pair of shoes or a dress, you had to call us or email us. Now if you want to buy it, you just push the button and you can buy what you want. You can still call us, you can still do all that, but it's very convenient, and convenient for a lot of international people, because the great thing about Rachel's movement is it's brought in people from all over the planet. You know, what is 114 countries?
I think it's
Yeah.
even more than that.
Yeah. So, I mean that's really epic. So it's brought in a lot of people. And we do know that because we hear things that there are people that buy one registration and then they have 20 friends come up, which they can't do it now. So, but they used to. So, you know, people do share that, which is fine. Don't you think it's fine?
I think it's wonderful when clubs share our videos and watch parties at their events and in their, I just think it's great. Share, and just have
And
fun.
maybe Rachel, you could tell some of us old fossils how to get our Facebook connected into our televisions, because I know some people do that.
It's nice.
I just don't do it, but maybe you could give them a
We'll have
little
to look at your
article
TV.
on that.
Yeah, every TV is a little bit different, but you know what Michael said, everybody, is like, if you were going to reinvent anything, now is the time. Just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, instead of like, oh, you know, the rug got pulled up from under our party, you know, we figured, okay, you know what, now's the time to do things a little different, and we're not doing anything that different. It's just much more user friendly, you know, for different time zones and all of that. So, I mean, I think that and I hope other vendors are absolutely doing the same thing to get for the Fling customers great stuff.
Absolutely.
Because
if they're not, they should. Get on it, everybody.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
Well, this was so much fun. I really enjoyed this. If you guys enjoyed this, I'm sure I see all of your comments in here, and thank you so much.
And I'll get you Lillian for an up
Yeah,
closer.
let's get one more. Oh, look at that. I can't wait to see this on all of your dolls at home.
And then I'm gonna send her a photograph of the inside out, or the inside, and then you can see if you take this project on, you really have to do it right, or it's not worth doing it. It's not worth the time to, although it looks simple, there's absolutely nothing simple about it. The one thing that worked out really good is as I'm working on the prototype, and this trim, if you laid this on top of the original, it's a mirror image of it. It's just absolutely perfect. My way of doing it was so complicated. And Jose, who's, you know, our main guy in the beauty department, said, "Oh no, you're just not doing it right." So he went over in what it took me like half a day to do, he did it in 5 minutes. So it is worth the price of admission for this convention just to learn that one technique.
Just to learn that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're ready. There's something for everybody. So we are going to just prepare ourselves.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye, doll
okay.
friends.
Bye.